Hi everyone, my name is Sienna, and today I'm going to be discussing REFORMA. They are a national association which seeks to promote library and information services to Latinos and the Spanish-speaking. This here is their main page, and they have their member login, their store, upcoming events, and news and announcements. Everything is pretty recent and up to date. Here we have things posted this month. They have 6 tabs on the top. The first one is their About REFORMA tab. And here we can see information on what they actively do for their community. We can see here that they were established in 1971 as an affiliate of the American Library Association. We also have other information about them, such as their goals, which include development of Spanish language and Latino-oriented library collections, recruitment of bilingual, multicultural library personnel, promotion of public awareness of libraries and librarianship among Latinos, advocacy on behalf of the information needs of the Latino community, and liaison to other professional organizations. On their About page, they have information about their chapters, and these are basically subgroups that you can join that focus on creating a network to help promote the needs that were discussed on their About page in these areas. So we have the greater Sacramento area, Colorado, Florida, an Inland Empire chapter, a Los Angeles chapter, an Orange County chapter, many of these of which are local to us. On the next tab is their Get Involved with REFORMA tab. Here they have information on how to join REFORMA. You can do this through mail or online. They also have information on how to renew a REFORMA membership. But going back to join REFORMA, we see their membership fees. And their membership fees differ, varying on occupation, but it also can be just a community supporter if you wanted, or a student who's trying to become a librarian. And here again are affiliates and chapters that people can join with their membership. On their Events and Conference tab, we are able to see when their next national conference is, which isn't until 2021, but it is their 50th anniversary special celebration, so that's very special. But we can also see past events. And as you can see, REFORMA does events and conferences about 2 to 3 times a year. Next is their Awards and Scholarship tab, and they offer many different types of scholarships, grants, and awards. But a con is, for most of them, you have to be a member of REFORMA in order to enter these awards, scholarships, and grants. Next, we have their Issues and Advocacy tab. One of the big projects that they're doing is their Children in Crisis project. Here, basically, they are trying to help unaccompanied children crossing the southern border into the United States created an unprecedented humanitarian refugee crisis that continues to today. This has compelled REFORMA as an organization to act. The children, mostly Spanish-speaking, are coming from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. While news coverage of this has focused on legal, medical, and emergency responses to services, there are few, if any, news stories that highlight the social, emotional, and informational needs of these children and families. More recently, we have witnessed the separation of children from their families and the tragedy that this has brought. A view of the immigration and customs enforcement facilities shows children waiting in the large storage facilities with no activities to occupy the children's minds, their learning and play while they are being processed. With no knowledge of where they are going or if they will reach their families in the United States, REFORMA implemented a project, Children in Crisis, in 2014 to solicit donations, purchase, and deliver books for these children. Our mission is to get books into the hands of these children, ensure that they have access to story time materials, and to make all the recent materials aware of the wealth of library resources that are available to them here in the United States. And this project is very relevant to our time and what we are seeing on the news at the moment. So I think this is a very important project. One big way they get these books for these children are through book deliveries. And it's really interesting because until 2014, the Customs and Border Protection actually didn't allow book donations. Now they do, so this is very helpful. These book donations are given through facilities such as Catholic Charities, refugee shelters, bus stations, immigration legal offices, library tours. They have a recommended book list. Their recommended book list is here on a link. And as you can see, there are many, many different titles. Their book list is arranged by grade, pre-K to high school. And you can see that here you have 0 to 3, pre-K to high school. They try to strive to get their books, a mix of books in Spanish or bilingual books or books translated from English to Spanish. They are still looking for items in language indigenous to Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras, and for more titles by Central American authors. They have picture books and graphic novels for children who can't read, but they really strive to make sure the books are appropriate for the children in crisis. They also offer storytime resources for REFORMA members to enter the facilities and read to the children. Their last tab is their resource and publications tab. And here they have their newsletters, press releases, presentations. Here you can get lots of relevant information about REFORMA and what they're doing actively. Another cool thing that they have is their online job board. And here they actively put jobs for their individuals that they want to help promote bilingual communities, Spanish-speaking communities, Latin communities. As you can see here, these are all different jobs that they have. And they've been posted pretty recently. These are all ones that have been posted within the last month. Another neat thing that they have is information for libraries and librarians serving Latinos in the Spanish-speaking communities. This is a great resource for those who don't have the REFORMA membership, and another resource for those who don't have the REFORMA membership but still want to access information for their libraries would be REFORMA Gold. And here they have library resources, articles and references, and internet resources, such as their listservs. And that was my video on REFORMA. I hope that it helped you get a better grasp of the website and their organization.